So this is how you use the route training and vehicle familiarization form. It's in the new assessment tab in the forms. And this is one that you're going to use when somebody hasn't done a route in a long time, or if they haven't used a certain bus in our fleet in a long time and they just want to go out and drive it a little bit and kind of become familiar with it again. So we're going to go ahead and tap this and we're going to put in their information. So let's put in, we'll just put me in for now. Yep. Okay, we got that. Date, bus number, let's say 308. Okay. What else do we need here? Behind the wheel hours right here is something that you won't have to put in until the end when you calculate how many hours the trainee was out driving the routes or getting familiar with the bus. Same thing again with the student operator signature. We're going to let them sign that after you guys are done, just saying like, hey, I did it, accomplished it, here's my signature. Assessment score, you don't need to put anything there, but I don't know, if you could literally put anything, so we'll just like, I don't know, right now obviously you'd want to leave it blank, but when the time comes after you've done your assessment, you could put good, you could put bad, you could put needs improvement, you could put whatever. There's a keyboard that pops up that pretty much allows you to type anything. So and then we'll skip that for now because they're obviously not done with their thing. So let's go ahead and do our supervisor signature if it lets me. Okay, and I'll just sign whatever, blah 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 blah. Then we're gonna hit save, and after you press save, it'll take you back to the screen that has the information you need to fill out. Once again, our behind the wheel hours are empty, our assessment score is empty, and the operator signature is empty because you're going to save those towards the end. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to say start a session, and it opens up to the groups and the items just like the core skills. However, this time you can see that the groups are a lot less and the items are a little bit different. So depending on what route, what vehicle they are getting familiar with, that's what you're going to choose within these. So first we'll look through route training. So let's say they want to do, we'll look through these. Let's say they want to do, they haven't done a 1 in a long time. So after they do the 1, after they drive it and they feel good, we're going to hit this little steering wheel icon here and drive route. That's what they did. They drove the route. That's why I didn't hit the other one, because the other one's for if they observed the route. So obviously they drove the route. So we're going to make sure that they drove the route. We're going to hit accept. Cool. And a little 1 appears showing that they did that route again and they feel good. Same thing. Let's say they were like, well, next I'd like to do a 7. I haven't done a 7 in a while. So you're going to let them drive the route, get feeling good about it. We're going to hit the steering wheel. They drove the route, and we're going to accept. Okay, so they wanted to get familiar again with 1s and 7s, so that's good. I almost forgot to add, just in case you didn't know, so we have them that they completed the 7 and the 1. Let's say you accidentally hit the wrong thing, so let's say we accidentally hit 5 instead, and accepted that, and now it says we also did a 5, but they didn't do a 5. We can go up to the 3 squares up here and cancel last event, and the 5 is back at 0 again. So that's how you edit your errors in this. And next we'll look at the vehicle type. So then it's like, well, I haven't done I know 1s and 7s don't normally have 40 footers on them, but we'll say let's go in here. They wanted to, some of these are kind of different. We need to go in and change these, but for now we'll just say they wanted to get refamiliarized with a 40-footer bus. So, and obviously we don't have any electric 40-footers, but ignore that for now. So we'll say after they have driven the 40-footer, they feel good and ready to go. We're going to hit the 0 there and accept. Cool, so they're good to go with the 40-footer. Let's say also that day they took out a 30-footer, and they wanted to do some routes with that. So we're going to go, if I can find where my finger's at in the lens, we're going to go like that, hit accept. Cool. So that day they did 1s and 7s again, and they also practiced in a 40-footer and a 30-footer, and they feel good. That's all you need to do in there. When you are done, just like core skill values, we're gonna hit save and review. Save and review again. Fully compliant. So we're gonna tap there. It's gonna take you back to all these things again. Once again, if you want to change any information, you hit the pencil. It takes you to edit mode. That way you can add a comment. You can leave a grade in the assessment quality if you want. You don't have to. You're gonna go through your clipboard. It just shows that this is what they did that day. You can go over that with them. This would normally not show Africa. This would show all the routes that you guys drove on GPS. The eye is not important, and at the end of the day we're gonna go back to the little head and shoulders here, and that's when you scroll down and you say behind the wheel hours. Let's say they drove about 3 hours today. The assessment score, once again, you do not have to fill this out, but if you did, let's just say great. Okay, and then you go in here and you up here where it says operator signature, and you're gonna have them sign, blah blah blah, save. Cool. Takes you back there. Then we're gonna hit save again. Then after saving a second time, we're gonna hit this little X up in the top right screen there. It'll take you back to new assessments. We're gonna hit manage, and you see that's the route training and vehicle familiarization checklist that you just saved there. We're gonna make sure that is selected. I have another thing in here that we could select, but that's not what we want to select. We're going to make sure that our assessment is highlighted, and we're going to hit the cloud when we're all done and we have an internet connection, and we're going to submit for approval. And it might take a second. There we go. Assessment is uploaded and submitted successfully. Now, as a lot of you know, if something is not able to submit for approval, it usually means that you can go ahead and submit for review, and that is fine too. That just means that for some reason some information had to be left out, or you weren't able to get some information there, or you ran out of time and you weren't able to get something, and you could save that. We'll just need to go in and save or add in those things later, and yeah, that's it.